Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is so incredible to see you all here. The day finally came, and we are starting our first online conference with people from all around the world. And it is amazing to see every single face here. The faces I'm not seeing, I'm looking at the names, and I see so many people here. So first of all, thank you for helping us to make this dream to come true. And we have a lot of different talks. We are going to have a lot of things going on. I know it's going to be hard to sit here all day long or all night long for you. So I would like to remind you that that website that you went, the online.specialyoga.com, you can go back and you can see whatever you missed. I will be trying to upload as fast as I can, but I need to wait Zoom to send it down to my cloud so I can download to my computer, then upload to the uh, platform, and then wait to process. So it may take a little bit, but I'll do my best to get them as soon as possible. But of course, being live and looking at your faces is the best of all. So welcome everyone who is here now today. And I would like to start our conference. Of course, it's a yoga conference. So what is the best way to start that is not with chanting, right? So I would like to introduce to you one of our senior licensed practitioners, our beautiful Savitri Jokirin from UK. Savitri will be leading the opening chants, and she says that she has many labels. She's a yogini, she's a biology nerd, she's a special mom, she's a wife, and she's also a writer, besides being one of our senior licensed practitioners. And she says here that she's usually very tired, but tries her best to stay connected to her inner light in each day and shine it out into the world. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to beautiful Savitri, and she's going to be leading the chants. Okay? Om Shanti Om.
Durge, Durge, Jai Ma. Durge, 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 Jai Durge, Durge, Jai Ma. Durge, 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 Jai Ma. Durge, Jai Durge, Jagadambe Jai Jai Ma, Jagadambe Jai Jai Ma, Durge, Durge, Durge 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 Jai Jai Ma, Durge Jai Durge, Durge Jai Jai Ma, Jagadambe Jai Jai Ma, Jagadambe Jai Jai Ma, Jaya Jagadambe, Jai Jai Jagadambe, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jaya Jagadambe, Jagadambe Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai.
Oh, wow, I have coupons. Thank you, Savage. That was beautiful. Your voice sounds amazing. So everything works out really nicely. Thank you so much. And for people who don't know, we actually in the middle of Navaratri, which is the night that we celebrate the Divine Mother, and we are celebrating Durga. So that was perfect. That was very beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So next, I have a really, really special guest that took time out of his really busy agenda to be here with us. So it's an honor to have him here. It's Miss Ramaswamy, and he is from the Integral Yoga India, and he is the managing trustee of Satchidananda Yoga Niketan, a 100% residential school founded by Sri Swami Satchidananda at Kalar. He is the president of the Integral Yoga Institute Coimbatore, chapter that is affiliated to the Integral Yoga Institute of the United States of America, which spearheads in teaching yoga and its rich inherent benefits in that part of the world, in India. He is also the managing trustee of the RK Nature Cure Home, providing natural healing for most of ailments without any side effects. And he will also be talking a little bit of this unity with diversity and a little bit of Sri Swami Satchidananda, which we dearly call Gurudev. So thank you so much, Mr. Ramaswamy. With you.
Sir, sir, you have to unmute.
Unmute, sorry. Sorry. Om Namo Sachidanandaya. Thank you, Renata, for the introduction. Dear participants of the third International Conference on Unity in Diversity, organized by Yoga for Special Child. It's a great honor for me to be amongst all of you today, revisiting the teachings of unity in diversity by our Gurudev, Swami Sachidananda Maharaj, and his impact on us. My gratitude and thanks to Sister Sivakami for inviting me to be part of this auspicious and very important occasion. Sister Sivakami's work with special children all over the world has had the blessings of Swamiji and has manifested in so many beautiful ways for not only special children, but also for their families and the larger community. Your pioneering work in the area of yoga for special children has brought out the true meaning of seeing the universal light in everyone. On the annual visit to IYI Coimbatore, for the past 10 years, I have personally seen the kind of impact Sister Sivakami's work has on yoga practitioners, particularly dealing with special children, be it teachers, parents of special children, or special children themselves. I have witnessed how the lives of these children and their parents have been transformed by the service of Sister Sivakami. I applaud you for all the Yemen service you are rendering to the world. You are a true Karma Yogi, blessed with divine energy and directed by our Gurudev, Swami Sachidananda Maharaj, effectively assisted by your wonderful daughter, Renata. We are here today to celebrate the universal brotherhood and spirit of unity through yoga as taught by Swamiji. Swamiji in his time on earth practiced unity by doing just one thing, living by example. Whatever Swamiji did, he worked to bring the world together. He did this constantly and in different ways so as to show how we too could emulate his teachings and life. I would like to focus on 5 principal aspects of Swamiji's life that shows us how he viewed the world as one through the spirit of diversity. The universal light in every life. Swamiji's benevolence knew no bounds. When he began his spiritual teaching life in Sri Lanka, his first task was to build Divine Life Society in the island nation. From 1952 to 1965, he spent every day in service to the humanity through yoga and the teachings of his guru, Swami Sivananda Saraswati. Sachidananda Tapovanam, his ashram in Kandy, was open to people of all faiths and religions. Swamiji always urged people to be able to see the same light in everyone. He saw the variety and diverse strains present in the nature as vital to uphold this oneness. He always used to say, if everything in the world is the same and alike, then there'll only be confusion. Diversity is essential to Prakriti. Without everyone and every species being different, we will never be able to appreciate what we have in Mother Earth. However, if we are not able to see the oneness in all different forms of life, then there is a problem. It happens when we forget that we are all spiritual beings. He said, and I quote, behind all these identities, there is something that unites us all. We are essentially spiritual beings made in the image of God. When you realize who you are, then you realize that everyone is equally a spark of same divinity. This is such a powerful message. My dear friends, we only have to look back to the recent 2 years to understand the depth of Swamiji's message. The pandemic has shown us that all of us can be equally affected by the unknown. When the COVID virus hit us, it made no distinction between advanced economies and developing economies. There was no difference between the rich and the poor. It did not pick out people based on color, caste, religion, disability, or race. The damage was uniform. And yet, how we all managed to begin to come out of it. It is because of the united effort to counter the damage that has been caused. Should a pandemic awaken us to the enormous possibility that we can all actually be together as one? This is something to think about. One of my favorite quotes from Swamiji's lectures is, wherever there are differences, there can be either fighting or fun. If you learn to appreciate and enjoy the diversity while realizing the unity, then it will be all fun. We may look different, but if we see the spirit, we realize I am you, you are me, we are one. Swamiji practiced this in letter and spirit. In early days, he was known in America as the Woodstock Guru. And if one were to see the photograph of him leading the Om chanting among a crowd of millions of people in the midst of a counterculture movement, one can see how magnetic his personality was. Just by getting the frenzied crowd to chant the Pranav mantra Om, he brought together a sea of humanity. We must remember that in 1960s, America's youth were undergoing a radical shift in belief and identity. To Swamiji, every member of the large gathering was carrying the spirit of the divine. That's how he was able to bring it all together. Swamiji's life on earth has been a shining example of how to welcome all humanity, all species, all varieties of life into our own and thereby enrich our spiritual quest. The spiritual service. Swamiji's approach to service was simple. He said, we should rise above all the differences and distinction and see our spiritual oneness. We should learn to love each other, to open our minds and hearts. Even just focusing on this one thought, I belong to the whole world and the entire world is my family, will make you so happy and peaceful. Remember, each person is a child of God and we are all sisters and brothers. I have had the enormous privilege of knowing Swamiji as he was my uncle. I remember even during my childhood, Swamiji had already been initiated into monkhood. Swamiji would bring his disciples along with him during his visit to India. He would always visit our home during such trips. My dad and him will have conversations. Swamiji would always bring up the subject of yoga, service, unity in diversity. Swamiji would always stress upon the service without expectations, as said in Bhagavad Gita. Swamiji has had a profound influence on my life. Wherever Swamiji went, he made himself available for service. This is such a lofty ideal to live up to. He would engage in all forms of labor, only to show that his body is a vehicle that must be used in the service of God. No form of labor was beneath him. I have seen Swamiji on countless occasions, repairing an automobile, cleaning his living room, weeding the garden, serving food, driving a bulldozer, and being at the forefront of interfaith dialogue. Today, his teachings and life have made it possible for his disciples to spread the message of service by teaching yoga, by serving people like Sister Sivakami, and by bringing people together from all walks of life. In his ashram in Kandy and later at Yogaville, Virginia, Swamiji accepted both monastic and household disciples. He simply encouraged sincere seekers to practice the disciplines of meditation, yoga, and serve others through dedicated action. To Swamiji, these 3 points of action were very important. It was equally important to engage in deep contemplation on God, discipline mind and body through yoga, and engage in service of others. Why service? Because service is the only action by which we cease to look at diversity as a problem. When we are in the active service, we are engaging our soul with the soul of others. Service is the highest form of negating the power of ego that tends to make us think that we are the better ones. Service brings out the humility in man, and this is what Swamiji wanted us to experience. The service of yoga that Sister Sivakami's team has been putting together for special children is perhaps one of the best examples of Swamiji's teachings. It brings together different aspects, the power of unity through service, the ability to see the divine in every being, and therefore being able to channel divine energy for special children. This is a remarkable gift and one that's even more important today than has ever been. Integral yoga. One of Swamiji's greatest gifts to the world is integral yoga. Swamiji always stressed on the 6 branches of integral yoga as being vital to understand how to harness the spiritual energy and bring together people from all walks of life. Each of the 6 branches feeds into the other. Each of it is vital for us to realize the highest potential of ourselves. This is beautiful passage taken from Swamiji's teachings. The goal of integral yoga and the birthright of every individual is to realize the spiritual unity where all the diversities in the entire creation and to live harmoniously and members of one universal family, as members of one universal family. This goal is achieved by maintaining our natural condition of a body of optimum health and strength, sense under total control, a mind well-disciplined, clear and calm, an intellect as sharp as razor, a will as strong and pliable as steel, a heart full of unconditional love and compassion, an ego as pure as crystal, and a life filled with supreme peace and joy. When Swamiji set up the Integral Yoga Institute in Manhattan in 1966, his vision was to impart the teaching that selfless service and interfaith understanding are essential for a peaceful world. He personally trained the teachers to spread the message of yoga across the United States. Today, his initiatives have blossomed into more than 30 integral yoga teaching centers across the world and has over 20,000 integral yoga teachers and yoga therapists who are spreading his message of universal peace and brotherhood across 6 continents and in several countries. Today, we are battling so many differences in the world. We are faced with an irreversible climate change crisis. There are wars happening in different corners of the world. When one war ends in a country, another one erupts somewhere else. Religious intolerance is at all-time high. Economies are floundering under the effect of pandemic. The gap between the haves and have-nots is increasing day by day, by the minute. Are we doing enough to counter all this? What must we do? Swamiji showed us that unless we begin to work on ourselves, then there is little hope for us to impact others. And we can see this amongst the change makers. All of you who have assembled here today for the conference are ambassadors of hope for specific population. You are each example of how, by working on yourselves, you have been able to harness the energy of divine and in turn share it with everyone else. Interfaith dialogue and prayer. Interfaith dialogue, prayer and teachings was a very important facet of Swamiji's earth life. On every occasion, he made it a point to bring together people from different faiths in common prayer for the betterment of the world. Whenever I listened to him, I was lost in rapt attention at his command over ancient religious texts. He had extensively read the Bible, the Quran, and of course the Hindu scriptures. But what amazed me was the fact that he could quote passages verbatim from each of these sources, offer explanations, and show us that truth is one, thoughts are many. I would like to share one of my experiences. It was in New York, United Nations, in recognition of Swamiji's service to the society for his teachings of unity and diversity, was giving an award. On that occasion, Swamiji was narrating the similarities of teachings between Bhagavad Gita and Bible. Next to me was one Christian father was sitting. After listening to Swamiji's explanation, he turned towards me and whispered, I could never imagine such a meaning from Bible until I heard from Swamiji. He had such in-depth knowledge on different religions and was so easily able to demonstrate how all the teachings were in essence one. To anyone who sought his teachings or blessings, he would say, find your path and then stick to it but do not condemn another path because it is different from yours. This is not yoga. This is not the ideal life. He also said, in order to have a better world, a more peaceful world, we must learn to love, respect, and honor every human being. Celebrate and enjoy the diversity because you recognize the universal underlying unity. It's time to know each other and to live as one global family. Swamiji always thought of himself as a world citizen. At every opportunity, he made sure that he invited leaders from all the spiritual faiths and religions to come together and partake in religious and dialogues for the world peace. From Pope John Paul II to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, to leaders of Islam and other Abrahamic faiths, Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists. His call was to bring religion onto a common platform and reveal how every path leads to one truth. In fact, in early years of Swamiji's stay in the United States, all its satsangs were held in the common Communities Church of New York. There cannot be a greater example of interfaith harmony. Swamiji wanted to demonstrate to the world how all faiths can coexist and stay united by building Lotus in Virginia. One could say that the seed for the Lotus was planted in Sri Lanka. It was there that Swamiji introduced a seemingly new idea. From the beginning of his service in Sri Lanka, people of all different social classes and religions had looked to him for guidance and instructions. He was sometimes called as a revolutionary monk because of the way he served everyone equally. In July 1953, the Divine Life Society members were preparing for Guru Purnima Day, an annual celebration honoring the divine qualities in one spiritual teacher. Usually each faith has a celebration honoring only its guru. So the Sri Lankan Divine Life Society was preparing festivities to venerate Sri Swami Sivanandaji Maharaj. Sri Gurudev had a suggestion. This is supposed to be a day for concentration on the Guru, and there are many gurus for all the different people. While showing our reverence for Master Sivanandaji, let us also show our reverence for the other masters as well. This was his revolutionary thinking. Immediately, the pictures of masters from many different religions were soon collected, and the celebration was proclaimed All Prophets Day. It became an annual event where the various heads of Sri Lankan religions could come together and discuss the truth behind their faith. If everyone understands this principle of unity in diversity as practiced by Swamiji, the world would be a peaceful place. Here at Lotus, India, we have replicated Lotus Temple in Virginia in order to make it a center that invites all faiths and religions can come together in India. It is our reaffirmation to Swamiji's vision for interfaith harmony, dialogue, and action. We should rise above all the differences and distinctions and see our spiritual oneness. We should learn to love each other, to open our minds and hearts. Even just focusing on this one thought, I belong to the whole world and the entire world is my family, will make you so happy and peaceful. Remember, each person is a child of God and we are all sisters and brothers. Swamiji is a community saint. Finally, I come to the message of community. Swamiji was a community saint. All his life was dedicated to building communities that espouse his teachings. Today in our world, this is the most important aspect of building a purposeful life together. What is a community? It is a place that holds space for every individual and for the collective as well. A community thrives on diversity, but in essence, one. This is what Swamiji urged us all to see. He built Yogaville for this purpose, to bring people together. A community that does not hold space for special child is not a community at all. One that has no room for members of different castes, creeds, race, or religion is not a community. However, if we stop to think for a moment, look at everything and everyone as universal light, then everything becomes easy. Everything becomes possible. Beauty, joy, peace, and harmony are the natural result of such seeing. I would like to close with one of my favorite
I apologize. It looks like he just got disconnected. Balu, do you want to try to see what happened?
all of a sudden, the net got cut.
You're going to share your favorite quote. That's where we are. We are curious about it.
Okay. Right. Very good. Okay. Yeah, Swami urged us all to be like the apple tree, a tree that gives the same fruit, the boy who throws a stone on it, a tree that gives the same fruit to thief, to the farmer, the traveler, and just about any person who eats it, regardless of what is being meted out to it. Let us try to be that apple tree, kind, generous, giving, and smiling. May we all see the light in everyone. May we all give our bodies, minds, and souls to the spirit of service for the betterment of our planet. May we all be always conscious of the difference we can make to one single life, like Sister Sivagami. Sivagami is a living model of Swamiji's teachings. She has dedicated her life for the betterment of the special children. Swamiji's life and teachings are an inspiration for everyone seeking to make this world a better place. May we all emulate that. Om Shanti. Shanti. With these few words, I close my speech.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Ramaswamy. That was beautiful, inspiring. I took notes of a lot of things. I want to see this again and write more. And it's always so inspiring to hear someone who has been in touch with Swami Satchidananda, our Gurudev, and share his knowledge and his inspiration. So thank you so very much for being here today and sharing that with us. Well, I guess that now it's time for our amazing teacher, my mother, to give us a little bit of inspiration as well. I think Mr. Ramaswamy said so many things about her already that I said, okay, what is left for me to say about her? But I think one word that that always comes to my mind when I talk about her is unconditional love. If there is one thing my mother and my sister taught me, was to love unconditionally. There is no but, there is no if. I love you, but I love you if, that doesn't exist. It's I love you. And through love, we can conquer anything. I have been the person who has been with this amazing lady for the most of you all, I believe. And I have learned a lot from her. I have learned to be resilient. I have learned to never give up. I have learned to be creative and look for possibilities on how to help people. And if you know me a little bit, you know how much I love helping everyone. And I get that from her. She inspires me to be a better version of myself every time. And this is what she does with the child as well. If you have been with her, if you have taken any of her courses, you know what I'm talking about. So this is a lady who came from a really tiny town in Brazil and decided that the world should be the world that Mr. Ramaswamy just described it. And that is the one that she believes on, and she reach for every time, and she never gives up. So without any further ado, because we're going to be talking about her a lot during the conference, and so I leave time for her to speak. This is Chivakami's Sonia Suma.
As Gurudev used to say, Thank you very much, Ramaswamy, for this incredible talk. I believe that I'm gonna invite you in my next program in India. I would go and sit next to you the whole day listening histories about Guruji. It's really a privilege to be his family, to be able to, live with him. I am so grateful to have met him in physical body. That was really a grace, a grace. So, Renata, I told you, don't tell lots of stuff about me there.
I didn't.
You just call me and I will be there. When we have the idea of making this online conference and then thinking about a title, a call for this conference, immediately Guruji came in my mind. And Nestor Shivanandaji came in my mind. And what all of them taught us, unity in diversity. So immediately I told my daughter, Dana, Maria, unity in diversity. That is gonna be the call. And you know what? I have seen this unity in diversity put into practice through all these people that embraced the conference and worked very, very hard every day to make it come through. We were all so excited with everything. Renata as the head and bringing people together. Renata Mahajoti, if you are proud of me, I am so proud of you. And when I think about you, I think, well, I believe in this I was very successful in life because I see your life and I see how wonderful you are. And all the teachers that helped Renata to put this conference together, I am so proud of you as well, because it shows me that you are ready for. It shows me that you are unity and diversity personified. So that's what this world is needing. More and more and more people like you. And it is amazing. Yesterday night, I was like, oh my God, look, all the time I was seeing the messages that the meetings that you have, all of you have all the time in meetings and this and that, let's call this person, let's call that. And then Renata comes, Mom, you have, oh, this person, that person. It was really amazing. And now, today, in a very, very auspicious time, Navaratri, which began yesterday for us here in the United States. And then we have the 55 years of Integral Yoga celebration. And then you have You have tomorrow the anniversary of Roberta's Mahasamadhi, when she left her body. And then we have today this conference. It's beautiful, all these happenings, all these things put together. And the best thing here, uniting us. Uniting us. Even online, look how many people are participating of this conference. So that tells me that those people are looking for something different. Independent of all the chaotic times we have been through, these people still think about unity. Unity in diversity, and this for me is beyond words. As Guruji used to say, beyond words. And then you feel like, wow, the world is not that bad. There are so many beautiful people in this world. So many people fighting for peace. To promote peace. That was Guruji's life. He was always participating in conferences and meetings for peace, promoting peace, peace, peace. And that is the legacy that he left for us. That's the legacy the whole lineage is showing us. So I just have to thank you all very, very much for all you did, for all you do every day. And let's keep on going. Let's keep on doing the best we can until the last day of our lives, which we never know when it's gonna happen. So let's do right here and now. Let's act. Let's not live for tomorrow. Let's act here and now to become a better person and to share everything good that we get with others. I thank you very, very much. And looking forward to see the other days. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. So let's not waste time with my talk. I want to see the others as well. All the others. Ramaswamy, again, thank you so much for this sharing. When I invited him to come, then he said, Shivakami, I think I just want to be there as Guruji's nephew and tell what my life was with him. I said, that is magnificent. That is magnificent. Because all the other things were already really, here all the time. So he brought so many beautiful new things for us. And I appreciate that sharing. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
I also wish to thank Sivagami, thank you Sivagami and Renata for making me to go back and rethink. I have to be frank. I am busy in working, and because of this, I had to go back and then think. So it gave me an opportunity because of you. I am able to go back and rethink. So
and it was
really good.
I think you made the best choice. It was very inspiring, very inspiring.
Thank you. I wish all the participants a very good conference, and I'm certain that every one of you is going to carry new messages from Shivakami and the group, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
You are the great example of Guruji's life, okay? All you have been doing there in India, even after he passed away, with the Lotus Temple, all the work you did there, I followed it since the very beginning, and I know very much how hard you worked there, how much of your precious time you spent there. guiding all those people. So you are a live example of Gurudev. Okay?
Maybe, it is all,
About example, please. You are one of the best.
Swamiji used to say, Swamiji himself is only a tool in the hands of God. So we are only tool in his hands, nothing else.
Everything is going. Is keep on going there in India after Gurudev Mahasamadhi because of you. That's why. That's why. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. This is so important, everyone. It's so important because I do remember when I went to India the first time, I never met in person Guru Shivananda, though his name, I put his name in the yoga center in Brazil, Núcleo Cultural Shivananda, but I have never met. He was a spiritual guy, and he was the one that guided me to Gurudev Satchidananda Ji. So when I remember when I went there, it was so, inactive, even classes early in the morning, I went there, didn't have, and what you could see that was kind of a little, lost, and the hospital and the things were kind of dying. Once I even spoke with Guruji about this, he said, yeah, this is a shame, yeah, but it didn't happen. I was so afraid it could happen there in India after he passed. But Ramaswamy didn't allow it to happen. And he keeps it going very, very active in all the places, in the Niketan school, in the Lotus Temple that he built up, in the Integral Yoga Center. I tell you, that is the best time I have spent in the Integral Yoga Center. Under his direction, Tilaka's direction, Balu. Oh gosh, you guys are doing amazing. You are really doing amazing. And I appreciate that from deep of my heart. Thank you.
Where there is will, there is way. And Swamiji, we believe in Swamiji's teachings, and Swamiji makes it happen. So he brought us Balu, Telagavati, and everybody in Integral Yoga Institute, at such a dedicated souls. So that's why we are able to do it, because of Swamiji's, because of his blessings, it's happening. So we are only guiding, and they are doing the Yemen service. So we all have to thank Balu and Telagavati and all. They're a good group they have. And also, Shivakami, we are missing you physically for a long, long time. We always look forward to that.
I cannot wait to get there. I already am looking for an Indian visa. I was looking. Is it possible, America, to get an Indian visa? I am already working on that.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
All right. And I would like to make an official invitation to everyone. You guys are going to have to see how you're going to be able to help everyone at the institute, at the close by hotel. But I would like to invite everyone for when the thing is better, that we all go to India and see everything that they are talking about, because it is really inspiring and amazing. So get your visas ready too. Okie dokie. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mom. And I'm sorry to let you know, but we're going to close this meeting now because I need to stop the recordings. But you're not going to listen to anyone else. We're going to listen to you, because the next talk that we are going to start in exactly 6 minutes, it will be about yoga for adults with cerebral palsy. So I'm sorry, you're going to be listening to yourself. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put everyone back into the waiting room, or if you can sign yourself up and back in as well. But I need to close the meeting so I can reopen for the next one. So I will see you guys in about 5 minutes. Om Shanti Om. Thank you guys so very much for being here. And I hope you come back. Om Shanti Om.
Thank you.